Evan, let's go way, way back when you're a
God,
small child.
please not that far back.
Tell us about growing up. What was the hockey scene like in your hometown? Who are your hockey inspirations? Who are your heroes?
Yeah, so growing up, obviously, my dad played when he was, I don't know, older, and I was super, super young. So my like earliest memories was always going to the rink, and he was actually the rink that I learned how to skate. I think I was like 2.5. He was really good friends with the guy who ran the rink, and he still runs the rink, and I go back and skate there. Mr. Glassford, great guy. So I remember like being a kid and just he'd take me to the rink and I'd watch like his like men's league games, and I just remember being like hooked from there. And then they threw me onto the ice at 2.5 with skates on, and I had a little 101 Dalmatian sweater. I still have the picture in my room, and I was actually really good. So then from there on, it was, just something I enjoyed to do. And my mom made me take figure skating lessons before I could play hockey, so I knew how to skate good. And those videos are hopefully locked up in a vault and will never be shown. But after that, it was something I loved to do, and I ended up playing a lot of youth hockey right in my hometown, which was a really big hockey community because obviously the Blackhawks were, just a couple miles down the road in Chicago, but it wasn't as big as it is now. Now in Chicago, it's crazy because all the success the Blackhawks have had. But back in the day, I just remember going to the rinks, and I met tons of friends playing. I played youth hockey in my hometown all the way till I was 18, and some of the best memories I had. And I still have friends that I play with like from high school, and still friends that I talk to, and they make fun of me pretty much every day on a daily basis. So that's pretty much how it all happened in a quick shortened version.
Your route to pro hockey went through the college system in Minnesota. How was that for you, balancing studying, playing?
It was a lot of guys like Reddick will say it was really easy because he doesn't think I actually went to a proper university, but it was fun. It was something I always really wanted to go to college. I never really thought I'd be able to play Division I. I remember when I was like 18, I took a really weird path to get to where I wanted to go. So like I was looking at just playing on like a club hockey team. So I was just looking at that, and then got an opportunity to play juniors, and then committed to Minnesota State. So it was fun. It was a little bit of a challenge because you play 2 years playing juniors where all you're pretty much doing is focused on hockey, and you take classes here or there, and you're not really in school. And then when you get to college, you're kind of thrown into stuff where you're taking a full class load, and then on top of that, which no one really tells you, like you got workouts, meetings, games, practices every day. So it's pretty much what gets you ready for the pros, because in youth hockey you maybe play, I don't know, a couple times, or juniors you play on the weekends, and then during the week you might have 1 or 2 practices. But college is practice every day, and you got a full class load, and you have a lot more responsibilities with getting homework done, and you got to be productive, and you got to study finals, and it was a great experience. I don't think I'd be where I'm at today if it wasn't for college. Obviously, it was a great stepping stone in being able to get your degree and play a sport that you love, and meet tons of friends and people that I still talk to today. And I got a couple weddings I think I have to go to this summer from friends from college. But you know what? It was at the time it was pretty hard, but now that I look back on it, it was probably the easiest, most fun part of my life.
During that time, as you're developing as a player, now we recognize that you're adept as a forward, as a defenseman. When you're developing at that time in university hockey, where did you want to play? Where did you feel most comfortable?
In college, I was actually like a defenseman. I played forward in juniors, and then I switched back to defense for like the nationals, and played really good at nationals, and that's where they recruited me as a defenseman. So I don't think at college I didn't play forward once. I was straight defense, and I was kind of bored and run down from it because it's just so, I don't know. It was just I got a really bad memory and attention span, so like you can't put me in a position for super long without me getting really bored. So 4 years of straight defense was like, that was my breaking point. And then I ended up going and playing pro, and I switched to forward, and I'd bounce between forward and D, and it was just something, it was weird because it takes me a little bit to get used to, but it's kind of seamless. Like it doesn't really bother me switching back and forth. It's just fun. I like being a little athlete out there where you can pretty much do whatever.
You took the route straight to Europe after university. What was the thinking behind that?
To be honest, college was tough, and it was just because you practice so much in the games, and I was really burnt out with hockey and the routine of because summers, you don't really get summers off. They keep you on campus pretty much to train. So I was really after college, I was really burnt out, and I wanted to give pros one more time. And I talked to friends who played in North America, and I asked them how it was, and they were pretty honest. They're honestly, it's terrible. They're it's a grind. You have 17-hour bus trips. And I was coming out of college, and I was like, you know what? That sounds absolutely awful. That's the last thing I want to do. So I talked to some of my buddies who played in Europe, and they were like, it's a great experience. You can travel and see new places, different cultures. So I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try. And I remember I messaged every single team in the Elite League, and I don't think I got a response from one team. So
now you didn't hold it against them.
No, I don't think I got a response from any team. So then I ended up going to Belgium to play in the Dutch league, and I'm actually really glad I did that because the town I played in I love. My girlfriend's from a town over from there, so every time I go visit her, I'll go catch a game or I'll go visit friends and stuff that I have there. But it was a weird path I chose just to go straight to Europe, but I'm glad I did. I have no regrets in what I did.
What were your impressions of the Dutch league?
When I played there, I thought the league was a lot better when I played there. Tilburg was in there, which is in the Oberliga, the German 3 league now, and they've won it 3 years in a row, I want to say, the league. They were in it, so it was a good league, and the team I played for was probably one of the top 2 or 3 budgeted teams in the league. So, the hockey was good. It was a different culture. The rink that we played in was a partially outdoor rink, so we had a roof, but it was it looked like a big circus tent roof, no walls, and we didn't have glass because it would fog up. So we had tight netting pulled all the way down, but it was dangerous because if you shot a puck at it, it would come back twice as hard. And if you hit guys into the boards, the fans would grab onto their jerseys the away. It was hilarious. Yeah, it was a fun place. I had a great time.
That makes the Big Blue Tent sound like a palace.
Oh, this place and the Big Blue, I think honestly, they're pretty close. It's weird. The Big Blue Tent, it's smaller ice. We had big ice there. The ice was good, but it was a nice rink. It's just strange when you go from playing in 20,000 seat college arenas where they're really nice, and then your first year pro, you have no walls, but it's the Big Blue Tent had a little soul to it, and
certainly did.
Yeah.
Why the UK after this? What wanted you to make the move?
The biggest thing was I had my passport because my dad was born up in Yorkshire, and my grandparents were born there too. So I had my passport, so I wanted to come over to the league anyways. And then I wanted to at least play 2 years to play on the national team. It was something that was important to me just because obviously a lot of family, a lot of people that, my grandparents obviously wanted me to do it. They thought it would be cool, and I wanted to do it. My dad, and we have a lot of lineage here, and I just thought it was something really important to me to make the national team. And so I wanted to at least play 2 years, and I did that and played on the national team, and we had a pretty good run.
So your dad's got roots in Yorkshire, and you've ended up playing for Nottingham and Cardiff, the Sheffield Steelers' greatest rivals. Was there any resentment from your old man over that?
No, he honestly, no, none from him. He's the most, honestly, my parents are, it's crazy how supportive they are. Everybody, I joke around, and a lot of the guys joke around, but my parents, they come out Oh God, I don't even want to know how many. I could probably say they've come out 7 times this year between Denmark and here. My dad was out this weekend. He just came for the weekend.
Wow.
He comes the last weekend of the season and then playoff weekend. So, and then they come for World Championships. My mom and my dad. So, shout out to them.
So GB was on your mind early when you made the move. That was a big driving force as to why you wanted to come over to the UK, and you landed in Nottingham. You were a big pivotal part of that organisation, won a couple of trophies with them as well. You must have very fond memories of your time in Nottingham.
Yeah, Nottingham was a great time. You know, we, like you said, we won a couple trophies, and we had a lot of good success. And obviously, when you're surrounded with a good coach and great guys, you got, you know, David Clark, who's world class. He's an unbelievable teammate, and we had some other great characters like David Ling, Cam Jansen. God, we had Chris Lawrence. It's just an unbelievable group of guys that we had, and it's great that we still have group chats with some of those guys and team Snapchats still from that team, and videos and pictures will get thrown up, and it's a great time of my life, to be honest. If when I look back at the time in Nottingham, I had an unbelievable time there.
You went from there and you finally got your chance for the crack in the AHL. How did that come about? And you mentioned maybe not wanting to do the grind initially. What changed your mind?
Well, usually when you get a call from an AHL team, you know, it's a pretty big opportunity, so you don't want to pass it up. But it was I don't really know how it came up. The GM, Mark Bernard, used to play in Bracknell. Bracknell, Basingstoke. He was like a legend. He was a very big part of the Basingstoke Bison. He was GM, coach, played in goal. Yeah, Zamboni driver. But I know he played over here, and I think he was friends with Paul Thompson, like Tomo, I want to say. And they'd meet up every year, and Mark would ask like if anybody in the league would be good enough for a try. And I've never met Tomo in my entire life, but I guess he recommended me like 2 years in a row. And so one day I was visiting my girlfriend. It was after World Championships. I remember I was visiting my girlfriend, and I got a phone call from like a Chicago number. And I was like, oh, I thought it was a joke at first. So I ignored it because I thought it was like one of my friends. So I ignored it. And I got a message from him, and he was like, hey, I'm Mark Bernard calling from like the Chicago Blackhawks. And I honestly thought it was one of my buddies playing a joke on me or something. So I was like, I blew it off for like 2 or 3 more days. And then he kept calling. So I was like, I finally answered. And then he actually gave me the spiel, and it was a pretty serious offer. It was kind of hard to pass up. You know, I had an opportunity to go to the Blackhawks training camp, and then a really good shot of making the Rockford Ice Hogs in training camp. So it was pretty much a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's kind of hard to pass one of those up.
And how did you find it during that year? How did you settle in? How did you find the travel and things? What was it like for Evan Mosey in the AHL?
The travel wasn't that bad because our conference was pretty like the Midwest, so it was pretty close. I think 4 hours or 5 hours was the longest bus maybe, and pretty much everywhere else he flew, so it wasn't bad. But it's funny because like I played 3 years pro, well, somewhat pro in Europe. They don't consider it pro. So like I was a 28-year-old rookie in the league. So like I was cleaning the bus with like 20-year-old guys. Like I had to clean the bus. I had to like pick up pucks after practice. I was 28 years old. There's like 20-year-olds, like 18-year-olds that are with me because they're like legit like rookies. So it was fun, you know. I get hazed all over again, so you just gotta take it. But it was a great experience. The hockey is unbelievable, and the way Rockford treats you in the Blackhawks organization, you know, you pretty much ask for anything and they'll get it for you. And the way they treat you, you know, you have a chef every morning make you eggs when you come to the rink, and it's world class. Honestly, it was nice to go over and actually see how well you're treated, but the level of play and what they expect from you is huge. But if you can handle that and the pressure, it's crazy how much different it is. But it's the gap over here in the UK is closing with how teams treat you, but the Blackhawks pretty much, they have like an endless budget, so it's a little unfair.
So basically, you need Todd to get someone to bring you eggs. Is that the deal?
I don't know. Yeah, Todd. If Todd wants to put a chef apron on and get down there and whip up some omelets every morning, but
we'll have a word.
Good luck.
Then you come back to Europe at the beginning of this year. Started in Denmark. You weren't there for long. Why was your stay so short?
It was a little bit of both. I kind of clashed a little bit with the coach and stuff. I don't know, the way they recruited me and I talked to him, like I made it pretty clear that like I'm a hybrid D-man where like I'm offensive a lot, and I don't think they said they was fine with it, but when I got there they weren't okay with it, because like I tend to wander a little bit. So but it was I liked my time in Denmark. It was good to see another league and see how the hockey is over there, and then obviously it didn't work out and I ended up coming back to the UK where I know I'm comfortable and I know what to expect. And when I went to Denmark, it was kind of, I didn't really know what to expect, and kind of bit me in the butt a little bit.
Why Cardiff? I'm assuming there was a host of elite league teams in the market for Evan Mosey. What was it about the Devils that made it such an attractive offer for you?
Yeah, for me it was just the culture here. You know, it's a really big winning culture the last couple of years, and I think I needed that. Denmark was a little weird because it was a winning culture. They've done decent over the last couple of years, but they haven't won anything in the last 3 or 4 years. So I think it was a little bit different, and I wanted, you know, a lot expected of me like it is here, where it's a lot of pressure from, you know, obviously the ownership, you know, your coaches, your teammates, the fans. Like they expect to win and they expect to bring trophies home. So for me it was just, you know, a little bit of a competition and to thrive under pressure of just having to perform and having to, you know, to win. That's basically what you need to do, is to win at the end of the day.
Has it been everything you expected it to be when you signed on?
Yeah, it honestly has. Hasn't been any surprise, and it's pretty much blown out every expectation I had before I got here. It's a really nice city. The team treats you really well. The guys in the locker room are unbelievable, and you know, it's pretty much every expectation I had when I came here. It's blown it out of the water. I really enjoy my time here. If you can't tell on the ice, I like to have a good time.
Well, we're going to get to that actually.
Oh God.
Couple of things here. First of all, your eclectic mix of suits. I think we've seen a Christmas suit, a St. Patrick's Day suit on the weekend. How many of these are in the wardrobe?
I don't know. I think I just got to keep everybody guessing with these suits, because the funny thing is, when I first got here, I only had one suit. I honestly only had one suit, and it's just I've just been online, and I think, you know, the holidays come around, Christmas, and you just get so bored, and you just stumble upon these things, and you just gotta get it. Like the Christmas suit was unbelievable. The St. Patrick's Day one, I picked that up on Saturday, and my dad brought it out for me, and then took it out of the package, wore it Sunday, and I don't know, keep the fans guessing. We'll see how long. We'll see how many I can come up with, because it's getting out of hand, but I like it. The fans like it. It's fun.
But you seem comfortable.
Yeah, the boys in the locker room get a good laugh out of it. Loosens the mood, you know, just easing the tension of the locker room.
Again, more on that. Your great friendship with Sam Duggan. He seemed to be the jokers of the locker room. Is a real bond going on there. How did that develop? Talk to us about you and Sam Duggan.
Yeah, so Dougie he played on GB with us when we were in Belfast. So that's when I was first introduced to young Sam. I think he was 18 at the time. He was like a baby, he's still a baby now. But just got on really good with Sam, and his older brother Tommy ended up going to school with a couple of the guys that I know from college that played hockey with me, because he went to Shattuck St. Mary's. So I just knew about Tom and knew about Sam, and I don't know, me and Sam just get along. I don't know why. I think our maturity levels are pretty much the same, which doesn't say a lot for me, because I just turned 30 and he's 20, and we pretty much laugh at the same jokes and love to mess around with each other. So I don't know, we just get along, and we just got a weird sense of humor, and it just clicks, which is, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's been a real plus for the fan base. I think the Doocy clap, I think it's been
oh yeah,
christened. It's
that was my brainiac idea. Now we'll never get. It's like Bouncy's wave. We'll never be able to get away from it now.
There we go. It's the thing everyone looks forward to at the end of games, and the Doocy clap and the Bouncy wave.
Yeah.
A real big end to the season for you, both for club and country. We'll start with club. It's a tight race to the end of the season. If you win the rest of your games, you're crowned champions. This is what I assume exactly what you signed for, to be part of these big moments.
Yeah, this is pretty much what we play the game for, to come down to pressure situations like this. Like 5 games left, 2 points ahead, and you pretty much got to win every single game, like you said, to be able to win the league. So I don't know. It's stressful, but at the same time, this is what you pretty much play the game for. You know, you don't want to win by an absolute landslide. So it's an absolute pressure cooker till the end of the season.
And for country, Pool A against the very, very best in the world. It's been a remarkable journey for Great Britain over the past couple of seasons. Back-to-back gold medals. This is the reward. I spoke to Ben about this in our interview last week. It's an amazing achievement, but survival is a realistic aim.
Yeah, and like you said, it's, you know, the top group, and obviously back-to-back golds, which is unbelievable for the guys, and I think honestly we'll surprise a lot of people when we come out there, and I think, you know, it's not going to be as easy, I think, for some of the countries we play against. So I think we got a really good chance. I think we'll surprise a lot of teams, and obviously, you know, it's a huge stage for the national team, and it's a huge stage for everybody on the team, so it's absolutely massive for the GB boys.
Evan, thank you very much for joining us, and best of luck for the rest of the season, both for club and country.
Perfect, thank you. I don't know which camera to look at. There's 3.